In a world of abundance, football clubs, primarily in England, are spending more than ever to supposedly set themselves up for success. The Premier League's financial might continues to rear its worrying head whenever transfer season rolls around, with the division's capacity to market itself effectively allowing it to steer clear of rival competition. Newcastle United were only the Premier League's fourth biggest spenders in the 2025 summer, yet their window ranks as the 10th most expensive of all time. However, the Magpies were eventually able to reinvest the Isak cash before the Swedes' move to Liverpool was confirmed. Stuttgart's Nick Wolt made and Brentford's Jon Wissa joined for a combined £124 million, with the former smashing the club's transfer record. Before that, Newcastle had prized away Anthony Elanga and Jacob Ramsey from Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa, respectively. Todd Boehly and company were intent on making a mark during their first transfer window at the helm of Chelsea, and they certainly took the division aback with their willingness to commit large sums to underwhelming talent. Perhaps that's harsh. Marc Cucurella remains the club's starting left-back, while Wesley Fofana is excellent but has been ravaged by injuries. The Blues sent £70 million Leicester's way to acquire the Frenchman, but he's racked up just 30 Premier League appearances since joining the club. Raheem Sterling was on the way down by the time he arrived from Manchester City, while Kalidou Koulibaly was excellent in Italy but a bit of a car crash in West London. Modest fees for the likes of Carney Chukwuemeka, Cesare Casadei and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang took their summer spend up to £254 million. The appointment of cold-blooded Italian director Andrea Berta to replace Edu Gaspar proved key in Arsenal's busy 2025 summer. The no-nonsense Berta was able to strike deals left, right and center, with the Kroenkes committing to an unprecedented splash under their watch. They've got the manager, and this window was regarded as decisive in eventually helping Mikel Arteta's side get over the hump. Hitman Victor Gyökeres was the missing piece, then Ebereki Eze was the final piece of the jigsaw. Those two were the priciest acquisitions, but they also spent hefty amounts on Martin Zubimendi and Noni Madueke. After spending more than £250 million the previous summer, Chelsea went out and dished out another £278 million on players a few months later. The window is highlighted by the extortionate purchase of Enzo Fernandez from Benfica, who set the club back a then British record £106.8 million. All he could do was lose at the start of his Chelsea career, but the World Cup winner has evolved somewhat under Enzo Maresca, emerging as a semi-regular goalscorer. A poor investment has proven to be Ukrainian winger Mikhailo Mudryk, whom the club stole from Arsenal's grasp for a fee that could have risen to £89 million had add-ons been met. Real Madrid's 2009 window, which set them back £233 million, is regarded as one of the all-time greats, with Karim Benzema and Cristiano Ronaldo among the high-profile additions. Los Blancos hope to replicate their stunner from a decade before in 2019, with Eden Hazard joining the club off the back of a scintillating career at Chelsea. The Belgian was the blockbuster addition, but he and the second most expensive arrival, Luka Jovic, both failed miserably in the Spanish capital. Hazard was cruelly set back by an ankle injury soon after joining the club. Fortunately, the likes of Ferland Mendy, Eder Militao and Rodrigo have all enjoyed more fruitful careers at the Santiago Bernabeu. Here they are again. The Blues simply can't help themselves in the market, with new owners Bluco boasting an insatiable desire to player trade. Chelsea signed 9 players permanently and added another on loan, with their total spend reaching £282 million. João Pedro, who's hit the ground running right away, was the most expensive of the lot at £60 million. Their remarkable ability to sell players on the periphery for inflated prices means their net spend is minute in comparison to the total outlay. The perennial French champions have been free spending since Qatar joined the party, and their summer window in 2023 proved significant in their eventual Champions League success under Luis Enrique. In truth, most of the club's purchases were duds, including Randall Kolo Muani, Manuel Ugarte, Hugo Ekitike and Lucas Hernandez. However, they also signed Ousmane Dembele from Barcelona for £43.5 million, and the hot and cold wide man was the definitive figure in PSG's European conquest. He's the favorite to win the 2025 Ballon d'Or for a reason. The four state-owned clubs were responsible for their shape-shifting splurge, with Al Hilal, the division's most successful club historically, spending almost £300 million. They were able to prize away Premier League talent, such as Ruben Neves and Aleksandar Mitrovic, but financially committed the most to Malcolm, £52 million, and Neymar, £77.6 million. The former quickly blossomed in the Middle East, but the latter endured a nightmare time due to injury setbacks. The Brazilian superstar earned a shed load while appearing just 3 times in the league, before returning to his homeland after 2 years in 2025. After spending more than £500 million during their first year at the helm, 12 players were brought in for a little less than £400 million, including Moises Caicedo, as Chelsea committed to spending more than £100 million on a midfielder for the second consecutive window, Christopher Nkunku, while Romeo Lavia's persistent fitness woes mean he's yet to prove himself in West London. However, any transfer blunders were made up for by the £42.5 million purchase of Cole Palmer from Manchester City. Liverpool have become the first club ever to spend more than £400 million in a single transfer window. Many will wonder, in an age of profit and sustainability rules, PSR, how they were able to afford it. But the Reds have done plenty of saving, enjoyed record revenues, sold superbly and are able to amortize transfer fees. The Reds twice broke the British transfer record, first signing Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen before finally landing Alexander Isak on deadline day. The Swede is now the third most expensive footballer ever, as he signed from Newcastle for £130 million. In between those deals, the Premier League champions struck a £79 million deal for Hugo Ekitike and had previously signed Milos Kerkez and Jeremy Frimpong.